to me, this is a major problem and an indictment of the head coach and where the organization is at when you have a rookie like Malik Nabers doubling down on disrespectful comments to begin with.
Yeah, I like confidence. I don't like arrogance. I don't like selfishness, especially from a rookie. I know that this isn't, the old days, Hayes the rookie, the 70s, the 80s. I get it, stuff that Boomer and Phil and even Tiki to a lesser extent coming up in the 90s went through. I know it's a different day for the modern athlete, and that's fine, but you still have to have a sense of where you are in the pecking order of the team. And listen, I'm going to give a young kid, and we didn't go nuts with what he said. I didn't like it.
Right.
We brought it up. We discussed it. But we didn't hammer Malik Nabers. Heat of the moment. He's frustrated. He's a competitive guy. Okay. But now you have time to decompress, to think about it, to understand, what happened, to have conversations with the head coach. I guess there were two of them that he had with Daboll. And now you come back and you double down. Bad look. And it's a bad look for Nabers, and it's a worse look for the head coach, who right now seems like he has zero control over the team.
And in case you haven't heard what we're talking about, let's play you some of the more interesting cuts here from Malik Nabers. Go ahead.
Why not? Just because I'm a rookie, I'm a part of a team. I got added to this team to be a resource, to be somebody that can change the game. I'm not going to just sit back just because I'm a younger guy and just not speak on how I feel. They want me to speak up. They feel like my energy helps the offense in a way that's just how I am. I'm not going to just sit back and just let it go down just because I'm a young player. Clout don't mean nothing. I still play football. I played at a high level. So whoever's saying I don't have the authority to be speaking out, that's on him. I don't care.
No, yeah, you don't care. That's the wrong attitude to take. Rookie or not, that's the wrong attitude. Even worse from a rookie, because you would think that he should be at least feeling his way through the NFL and listening and learning from the coaches. And by the way, if Daboll is okay with Malik Nabers saying what he said on Sunday and then doubling down on that yesterday, then that's Daboll's issue, and he's not who I thought he was. I'm not saying that everybody's got to shut up and stand in line.
Yeah, I got you.
But we're crossing a line here of being disrespectful to your head coach. That is undermining your head coach and sets a bad example for the rest of the team.
Well, think about the two things that our first impression, one was based on his resume, the other one was just on, watching him on game day, going back to that first game with Tennessee when he was lighting up Daniel Jones on the pick. The two things that I think were very galvanizing for Giant fans and just football fans in the area were, number one, the Giants offense, which had petered out. You bring in a guy who is innovative and who understands concepts of the modern NFL, and before you know it, once he gets a couple of pieces here and there, this Giants offense will be souped up and humming. They average 14.5 points per game, and as I've said a few times the last couple of days, because I saw the stat over the weekend, it's the worst point per game output of any Giant team in 25 years. So we thought he was an offensive guy. The stats suggest otherwise. The other thing that we thought that was very, I guess, reassuring in the sense that it would stabilize the circus that the Giants have been for so long was that this guy was a bit of an ass kicker.
Right.
You see him turning red on the sideline, and we're like, all right, got a little Coughlin, got a little Parcells, kind of fits that old Giants mold. And now it just looks like he's got no control of the institution. It's a bad look.
All these guys speaking, and Dexter Lawrence, again, yesterday say, well, media should be held accountable for misusing his use of the word soft. We played soft. What's the difference? You played soft, you are soft. I love Dex, but come on, bro.
I actually take offense to that, and I don't really take much offense to anything that athletes say, because it really generally doesn't impact me. No, we didn't do anything. I do realize that there's times where words get twisted. This isn't one of them. Come on.
They used the word soft. He used it.
Yep. We didn't insert this in, there were in articles, people just pulling words, or us leading shows just pulling it out of thin air. Now, we've surmised aloud like, oh, wow, what's going on with Banks? This goes back, 5-6 weeks ago, whatever it was. Or, boy, the Giants don't look very interested in hitting, or whatever it might be. But he was the one who brought it to the surface. So the Giants right now, they're a mess. They're a rudderless raft in the middle of the ocean, bouncing from wave to wave, hoping that hoping, not plotting, hoping that eventually they get in the right direction. They don't know what they're doing right now.
And tomorrow could be the end.
They're going to get smoked tomorrow.
Okay, so
I think the Giants are going to get lit up tomorrow.
And if they do, and I'm not so sure, I don't know what to think with this team. I can't take it. DeVito, is he hurt? Is he not? But Daboll, who I thought was good, he's getting steamrolled by his team, for goodness sake. Did you hear Phil Simms this morning?
I heard great spot. How about when he's called the Foxes?
Yeah, I know. Well, that was great. Yeah, it was.
Phil. Phil sounds like he's a week away from the loony bin out there talking to the animals. I love Phil.
He's a nut job.
He was great.
But what I love that he said is where he took issue with the Giants saying, he's like, can you imagine Boomer players in our day saying something like that? Like, if you're going to say something bad, say it about yourself, not about the team. What good? So here's where I'll challenge Malik Nabers. Where Nabers says, oh, people who speak it on me and you know, that's on them and I can say whatever I want. Malik, what good is going to come from your comments disrespecting your head coach, ripping your team, putting your quarterback in a bad spot? What good is... You think you look better? You think it's everybody else's fault. It's not you. Can't be the great Malik Nabers and his 7 drops. Can't be you, who's on the worst offense in Giants history. Top pick. My ass. I don't care what you were. You have done nothing here. Nothing. Nada. I've seen plenty of receivers with worse quarterback situations have more success. And I'm not trying to pick up.
Garrett Wilson was one of them last year.
There you go.
Think about who's throwing him the ball.
Okay, so then we know that it can't just be the quarterback.
Yeah.
So Malik is frustrated because he's being selfish. There is no good, Malik, that's going to come of you running your mouth and disrespecting your head coach and your team. Like, I get the alpha male and the dog and I want to win. There's ways to do it. Look in the mirror. Know your place and be respectful of your teammates. And it's not just him, BT, and that's why you're right. The Giants have a major problem here. This thing is going off the rails. And if they get embarrassed tomorrow on national TV against a backup quarterback with the Cowboys who all of a sudden woke up last week, then I think it's going to be the end for Shane and Daboll.
Well, it will be. And they've got one of the best defensive players in the league. Talking about Parsons coming back healthy, getting ready to feast on a patchwork offensive line. He's going to, if DeVito even plays, he's going to obliterate poor DeVito. It's really bad, and you know with Nabers too. And I'm happy you led into this, but I want to underscore this. Like, I do appreciate the frustration. I do appreciate the resistance to losing and getting embarrassed. I really do. But you've got to look at small early samples. Not that trends can't change, but generally, you know, it's a foreshadow of things to come. There's a reason why when the substitute teacher rolls into the class, everybody's throwing paper, walking out completely. Right. I mean, those days were the best. Oh wait, Sister Jean's not in. We had a lot of nuns back. Oh, Sister Mary's out today. Woo, party time. I was doing my Fox call like Phil was. We were calling to the heavens. We got a free day here at school. So, you know, and so you know that when the regular teacher comes back, everybody sits there in attention, you know, and nobody's really messing around too much. It is just very ugly, and I think that when you look at the fact that they're not playing competitive football, they don't seem to be connected right now. The head coach doesn't seem to have much control. I'm going to ask the question again. What do the Giants do well? Can somebody please tell me what the Giants do well? They don't score. They don't stop you anymore. They're not connected. Their coach is coming across as soft. What are they doing well? Their GM looks lost. Their owner's been lost for the last 10 years. I'm waiting. I asked the question a week ago. What do the Giants do well? When somebody comes up with the answer, tweet me while I'm stuffing my face on Thanksgiving. Maybe I'll get the answer by tomorrow, because right now I don't have it.
One more thing on Nabers before we get back to the calls, 888-808-1019. Think about the situation from Tommy. Well, it could be Daniel Jones, too, before him, but obviously Daniel Jones is now gone. But how about Tommy DeVito? Let's just focus on the now. You think that what Nabers says is going to help his young quarterback?
No, it's not.
Because now, and DeVito handled it the right way, basically saying, like, look, I got to worry about the offense here. I can't be force-feeding anybody if the right read's not there, which is the right thing to say.
He handled it very well.
And a lot of quarterbacks wouldn't. They'd feel pressure maybe to force-feed their loudmouth wide receiver. So that's not helping the quarterback either. Not only are you disrespecting the head coach, your selfishness is hurting your quarterback and the other teammates. Like, it's a big problem. I'm not saying Nabers a bad guy. I don't know him.
Not at all.
I don't think he is. But what he's doing is not helping the team.
Well, I would actually say, I wouldn't even frame it that way. He's definitely not helping the team. I would say that he's hurting the team.
And somebody has to get things in order here.
Anybody in charge over there? Anybody?
That to me is an indictment of a guy who I thought was in command in Brian Daboll, but apparently the wheels are starting to come off. BT and Sal on the Fan, our friends at Town Fair Tire, remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Joe is in West Islip. What's up, Joe?
Hey, Joe.
Hey, how are you? Love your show. I'm always the outcast. I disagree with you on the Nabers thing.
Okay.
He's a professional athlete. He plays on a high level. He's right. He's pissed These guys want to win, and he's lighting fire. I played sports on a low level, but, you need that guy. Come on, we got to get it together. He's getting in their face. These guys aren't babies. What, they got to be breastfed? These are professional
He's the
athletes.
baby. Joe, he's the one who's acting like a baby.
He's trying to ignite fire. He's trying to say, kids, go.
No. He's trying to get his. He's trying to get his. There's a difference.
He wants to win.
Well, I know he wants to win, but he wants to win and get his.
So what? These other players have to be coddled?
But they're not saying it the way he's saying it, Joe.
And I like you guys. I don't mind this. We can have different opinions.
100%, man.
But I think Nabers said one thing. He plays at a high level. Doesn't matter. He's a rookie. He's experienced. He's played football a while. I know they're professionals.
Yep.
But this guy's come a long way to be where he is. And I'm sure he's been winning teams a lot of part of his
life.
Right,
but Joe, don't you think the other 52 guys want to win too?
Yeah, but the fact that he shows more emotion. Some guys are more emotional than others. I'm an emotional guy. I'm an emotional guy. So I get it.
So are we. But Joe, and thank you for the call, and we appreciate the support. And yeah, you're entitled to your opinion. We're entitled to ours, obviously. That's why we love having the conversation with you. But there's a difference between showing emotion and disrespecting your head coach and putting your team in a tough spot by being selfish. And that's what Nabers is doing. Like, there's a way to be accountable and say, you know what, we haven't been good enough. I'm frustrated. I wish I had more opportunity to make this team better. We got to figure it out. Right now we're struggling. It's been repeated weeks for Nabers questioning his head coach, undermining the authority. Like, you can't do that.
I love emotion. I truly do. But misplaced emotion is not an asset. It becomes a detriment. And listen, if you are hearing that, I think you're just hearing us wrong. Neither one of us is saying that we want 53 cooker cutters with benign vanilla, personalities. No, I like the dog. I like the juice. Like I like that yin and that yang. Like it didn't. This is not the best example because it didn't work out big picture. But when Keyshawn and Corbett, who went about this a million years ago, went about their jobs very differently, I thought it worked for them. They complemented each other well. Keyshawn was the flash guy, the in your face guy. Corbett was just the quiet, just lunch pail guy. And it worked, right? And I think that you really do need a few outlier personalities on the team. You need a guy like Draymond Green when the Warriors are winning chips and you're getting a little bored. It's a little mundane. It's a little redundant. 82 games when they're trying to go for multiple championships, and you've got to try to, find something to spark an energy that's going to get through the lackluster days of January and February and get them ready to win, which they've won a few times. Now, it wasn't always perfect because Draymond knocked out a teammate. Draymond gets suspended. Draymond kicked LeBron on the stones. Like, he's had a lot of meltdowns, but I believe it's that energy along with Steph shooting and Clay shooting and the coaching that enabled them to keep winning. So you do need those. Reggie was a loose wire. You need that. Even early days with the 86 Mets, Lenny wasn't quite Lenny, but Lenny and Wally and Mitchell, I'm fine with that. Like, you don't need 25 Gary Carters who are going to church every day, and I respect that. That's not a knock. I do respect that. But Nabers has to learn when it's a bad look and it could be constructive. And the other day, and then doubling down, not the right time.
Joe's in the Bronx. What's up, Joe?
Hey, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for taking my call.
You too, Joe. What's up?
What's happening, buddy?
Well, here's the thing. I think it's more of an indictment on the player itself than the coach, because that's the thing. Today's the modern day player. I mean, look at Odell Beckham. He was proposing to the freaking netting.
Yeah.
And what did Coughlin do? He couldn't do anything. He was hamstrung.
Well,
exactly.
because
so
at that point, Joe, he was hamstrung because they kind of neutered him. If you go back 3, 4, 5 years, Tom Coughlin wouldn't have stood for that. And we said it was a problem then. Maybe that was the beginning of the end for the Giants when they took away Coughlin's power. The players shouldn't have that much authority. The head coach, somebody's got to be in charge. Whether we talk about it with Rodgers and the Jets, Coughlin and Odell Beckham, Daboll and Malik Nabers and everybody else, somebody's got to be in charge. Who's in charge with the Giants? These guys keep running their mouth.
Yeah, but I don't think any coaches. If you look around the league, who do you see?
Well, you don't think Jim Harbaugh?
Like maybe Tomlin.
Jim Harbaugh,
the only guy.
No. Jim Harbaugh's not in charge. John Harbaugh's not in charge.
Right, Andy
Reid's not in charge in his own way.
Yelling at the players and putting them in line.
Well, and Joe, here's the thing, Joe. And thanks for the call. I think there's a difference. I'm not saying that you just go back 30 years ago, like take Parcells and Sims. We were talking about Phil before. We've all seen the old NFL video footage where Phil is just getting lit up by Parcells. Now, Parcells gave him the wiggle room to fire back a little bit, and that was a good thing. I don't mean that, or Mike Ditka just airing out a quarterback or whatever. That's not going to fly. Nobody's espousing that. What I'm saying is, and when you do it behind closed doors, okay? And if you do it effectively, it won't bubble to the surface on a very public manner. That's why, like with, I'm going to take a little side road here. The Boone stuff with Torres, and even Aaron's brother said to us, he's like, yeah, I know that he's getting on Glaber for, not always playing hard. And my response to Brett Boone was, well, all due respect, he's not doing it good enough. If every time there's he's still loafing balls out and not running the bases hard or not having his head in the game. The point is, you don't do it in public view. You do it privately. And if the player continues to betray your trust, then I know what you're doing behind closed doors ain't working.
To me, it's a pretty simple philosophy. You can't be selfish, you can't disrespect your teammates, and you certainly can't undermine authority. Like, this is in any walk of life. And Malik Nabers has done that repeatedly. Forget about even the teammates part of it, directly undermining and disrespecting his head coach.
Yep.
That, to me, can't fly. Like, it just doesn't work. You can't have a healthy working environment if one of your players, let alone a rookie, like a veteran really should put him in his place. But if nobody's doing that, okay, well, then it should be the head coach. And I don't know what kind of conversation they're having. Daboll said, well, I've spoken to Leak and whatever. And then he doubles down. This is what they want from me. I guarantee that's not what they want. I guarantee it. And if it is, then they're all wrong. Then everybody needs to go. Because there's no way that type of talking behavior, whatever you want to label it, is going to lead to a successful team. There's just no way.
It's going to get worse, Sal.
Correct. It is getting worse by the week.
How do you think Malik Nabers, if he feels entitled enough and established enough to say, well, I don't want to say what he said, but more so maybe double down on what he said, because everybody misspeaks, and I don't want to be one of those people that just, no forgiveness or whatever. If he would have circled back and said, yeah, I was a little frustrated, we wouldn't even be opening the show with this today. But when you have that this early, and wait till the endorsements start coming, wait till he starts making more money, you don't think it's going to get worse? I mean, it's going to become potentially more divisive, and there's a reason why they felt compelled to ask him during the pre-draft meeting, that evaluation process, how are you going to handle not getting the ball? How are you going to handle not winning? Because the early report on Nabers, incredible talent, but maybe a little bit of a me guy or whatever, an ego guy. And here we are, less than just about 3 quarters into his rookie year. It's bubbled to the surface, and it looks like it's getting worse.
I'd be willing to bet Ray Flaherty never disrespected his head coach or teammates publicly. BT and Sal on the Fan will come back with more of your calls, 888-808-1019. Football's in full swing, and Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka is the must-have for your tailgate fun. I actually got to load up the car when we go to my mom's house tomorrow, and we get to bring a little case of Surfside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let loose. We haven't had a couple off days since Labor Day, really. I'm ready to
driving,
go.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, be driving out there on the Owl.
I got to fly.
Yeah, I know. You're leaving tonight. I'll be leaving tomorrow morning. Either way, Surfsides will be in hand tomorrow. I can guarantee you that. And I'm going to need a lot of them to watch the Giants-Cowboys.